fancy. The head's excellent a bit. Hi.
How are you feeling?
Hi, I'm feeling hello.
Hi.
How are you? I feel great. It's Tuesday morning here, or Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon.
We're about to go eat lunch after this, so it's Tuesday afternoon. I'm here in Singapore at the Twitter headquarters inside the Blue Room, which has really awesome, fancy carpeting that's carpet slash turf. Like, I don't know what to call this. This is amazing. And I'm going to tell you a really quick story. When I was in college, I lived in this warehouse that had no heating or air conditioning and no carpet. It was just a concrete floor. It was concrete everything. I actually parked my car next to my bed. I slept right next to my car, which not that I loved my car.
It was not out of choice.
That's where the parking spot was. Yeah. But I went to Home Depot and I carpeted my living area with turf. But this is much nicer. This is like quality. Mine was just like the rows of turf that you buy at Home Depot. I don't know. It's probably like $2 a foot or something like this. Anyway, so I feel very at home here. It's like I'm back in college.
This was all planned just for
you. You had heard that story before.
We laid out the turf only for you.
And you rolled out the green AstroTurf for Kaskade is in town in Singapore.
You're going for lunch after this. What are you excited to eat in Singapore?
I'm doing what in Singapore?
What are you excited to eat in Singapore?
What am I excited? I'm excited to eat delicious food here. I'm here for Music Matters, and I spoke on 2 panels yesterday. And I figured since I'm out here hanging out and I flew, it's a very long trip from Los Angeles. I'm far away from home. I am almost on the exact opposite side of the globe. Not quite, but close.
Pretty much.
And yeah. So I figured as long as I'm out here speaking at co-panels, I'd stay a few extra days and come and hang out with you guys and like check out these cool like edible pillows.
It's actually a snack. Carl, what is this food called?
What is this? Is this a Singapore, Malaysian?
It's a biscuit.
It's
like
a biscuit.
Gem biscuit with some like a sweet thing on top.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. See?
Somebody's asking if you're planning to perform at EDC.
EDC. Which EDC are you talking about?
I don't know. They just said EDC. Choose one.
Any EDC.
Any EDC. That would be EDC next year, I assume.
Yeah, 2019.
2018 is almost over. I have not planned my life that far in advance. I look really organized, and you'd think that I have all that stuff figured out, and I'm smart, kind of, a little bit, so I have people around me that are smart and plan and organize things like that. I actually don't do that, so I don't have the answer. What I'm saying is I don't have the answer for that.
I hope the person who asked that.
Hey, Pasquale, call me, bro. What's up? Give me a ring, dingy. Shoot me a text.
So you said you've been to Singapore 15-ish times before. What do you love about Singapore?
Okay, so when I said been to Singapore 15 times, I don't know. That's just a round number.
Okay.
What do I love about Singapore? Singapore is beautiful. If you've never been here, it's extremely lush and green, and it feels like it could rain at any moment. The only thing I can maybe relate it to, but it's different because it's like this crazy urban metropolis, except extremely clean. So it's like this urban metropolis, but very, very clean. I'm painting a picture for my friends back home in LA, because maybe some of them don't know. So if you're from Singapore and watching this, I'm sorry. Excuse this long drawn-out thing. But I would say it's similar to like Kauai in Hawaii. The island of Kauai is very, very green, and I feel like when you go outside here, it's bad for people that have maybe wavy hair because they get that frizziness a lot. It's very moist and
he's talking to me.
Heavy humidity. But come on, you've been dealing with that with your whole life. You probably enjoy this.
Yes.
That's why everyone here has such beautiful skin.
It's the humidity.
Yes, right?
Hate it or love it. Somebody's asking, what kind of sunglasses do you use?
I wish I had my bag here because I'd open them up and find out. Somebody who's watching this probably knows the answer to that question. I don't. I know the ones that I've been wearing recently are Dragon sunglasses. I don't know the name of them. Once again, I'm not that organized.
Somebody's asking, how much does Utah mean to you?
How much does Utah mean to me? Utah, I attended, she's shaking her, Utah, what's that? That is a state in America. Okay. We don't know, it is part of America. Utah is. It was inducted into or not inducted, we don't say that. That's you induct somebody into the Hall of Fame, sorry. What do you do for a state?
Bring it in.
Whatever you do. Anyway, it is definitely a state in America. I went to college there, so I have very many fond memories, like the one I shared with you earlier, where I had AstroTurf in my warehouse thing that I lived in.
We saw a tweet that you put out about scaling a building to enter a second-story window to get into a Beastie Boys show at some point. Is that the craziest thing you've done?
We don't talk about these things in Singapore. People get arrested for that kind of behavior here. I would never do that. Okay.
It didn't
yes,
happen.
I did do that. But is that the crazy thing I've ever done? No. Not by any stretch of the imagination. No.
What is another group that you would totally fanboy out to?
Well, listen, I have a lot of musicians that I love and respect. I'll tell a funny story that maybe I've told before or maybe I haven't. When I first moved from San Francisco down to Southern California, I had my studio in my house, in like the guest bedroom. We had no guest bedroom. I turned that into a studio, so we couldn't have guests over. But it was nice and convenient for me because I could just walk downstairs and use my studio. Anyway, Perry Farrell had reached out to me, and he's a fan of my music, and I was a huge fan of his music growing up. I had seen him play many, many times. Jane's Addiction is like, I don't know, that was just part of growing up where I came from. And then I even had seen Porno for Pyros. I had seen them. That was his second band after Jane's broke up. He went to Porno for Pyros. So I was a fan of this dude, loved his songwriting, loved his voice, thought he was a cool guy. And he reached out to me and he wanted to record some music together. And it was total like this weird fanboy freaky moment. I'd sent him some tracks and he came over with his wife Etty and they were hanging out and we were just kind of like vibing and listening to music, and he's like, hey, cool, let's record some stuff on this one. And I'm like, all right. This is all in my house, right? Like, I mean, it wasn't like a fancy setup.
Yeah.
This is years ago. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, let's lay down some tracks. And, you know, I'm quite nervous because I'm recording with one of my idols. And I honestly couldn't remember, like, how to start recording. I mean, this is, like, it's
Basic
it's
101.
like the most basic function that I do 1,000 times a day. Like, would be like, I can't remember how to tie my tennis shoes. Anyway, it was a really kind of funny moment. It did take, like, a beat or two, because I was like, yeah, let's get that. And I was like, I was so nervous, I didn't know how to record momentarily. Like, I blacked out.
Has that happened with you and a fan? Like, do you feel like you've had that interaction?
Yeah, that times 1,000. I've been, like, attacked, beaten down, thrown down.
All with love.
Jumped on. One time in Mexico City, there was this really scary thing where I got, like, attacked by, like, 300 or 400 people at one time. That was really weird and kind of scary, and, like, and I escaped in a van and drove away all quick. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
Mark is asking, how does it feel to know that your music has impacted people the way you were impacted by your idol's music?
I mean, I think it's everything that you think that it would be. It's crazy. It's wild. It's very rewarding. I think I work really hard and I do all these things and all this stuff's happening. I'm here in Singapore and, you know, talking to you guys, hanging out at Twitter headquarters, and like all this is noise and stuff is happening that's periphery of the success of my career, but really and truly having those like moments where I connect with fans and I see how the music has impacted them are the most important and some of the most rewarding moments I've had doing this. I mean, that's really why I do it, right? It's like, well, there's that thing I create because it satisfies something inside of me, and I love writing and making music. That's what I enjoy doing. But then there's that extra layer that when I can share something with somebody and they appreciate it as well, that's really awesome. Yeah. So when I see like somebody who has lyrics tattooed on them, these are words that mean something to me, and that's why I wrote the song. And you know, it was therapeutic for me to write that song, and then to have somebody have that same connection to those lyrics is crazy. It's crazy to this day.
Surreal.
It's still crazy. Yeah, it's like, what? Oh my gosh, that's nuts. Wow, you like that song too? Okay.
Which was your hardest song to write?
Hardest song to write? One that's not out yet. That's still on my hard drive.
Okay.
On version 52.
That's how hard it was.
Yes. I don't know if it'll ever come out. What's one of the hard ones that's come out? Probably that last one I did with deadmau5 was a bit of a challenge. There were so many versions kind of going back and forth with him. I think the song, when I wrote it, I knew it was beautiful, and then I sent it to Skylar Gray, and she was like, I love this so much. I hit her up to say, hey, would you record on it? She's like, of course, I'm going to come over, let's record this. It's so amazing. Let's do this together. Let me write, pitch in on the writing and help finish it. And I was like, yeah, of course. And she's one of, my favorite songwriters of all time. We're definitely up there in the top 5. I'm giving you props, Skylar. Love you if you're watching. Anyway, she's an amazing songwriter. So to have her say that, somebody that I really kind of, esteem to write and then say, oh, I want to help you finish this, was a big moment. But then it was all kind of finished for a while and kind of sat around for a year or 2 years, going back and forth between deadmau5 and I.
So other than Skylar Gray, who are some of the other artists you like collaborating with?
No one. I hate them all. It's so much easier when I could just do it myself. Damn it. Why does everyone ask for collaborations all the time? Stop it. No. Wait, that was totally the wrong answer. Completely out of character. Collaborations are fun, kind of. Sometimes they can suck, because I was just being funny. But who do I like? Sometimes it's tough because getting 2 people in the same room or on the same page, because sometimes I just recently tried to do this collaboration, and I was like, yeah, I got it to the spot, it's so sweet, dude, here, and I sent it to him, and he's like, oh, I don't like that, and then he's like, let me fix it, and then he sends it to me, and I'm like, well, I don't like that. There's that weird moment. So it's bad when it goes like that, but more often than not, on the people that I've collaborated with, typically it's just like, oh, cool, that's great. The easiest thing to do is obviously just sit in the room and hammer it out, but that's not always possible, because today I'm here in Singapore, yesterday I was in Vegas, tomorrow I'll be in LA, and the day after that I'll probably be somewhere else. So it's very difficult to kind of pin me down to be able to do that.
You have some fans in Bangladesh, specifically Samina Sultana, who wants to say that she loves you. Will you give her a shout
What's
out?
up? I love you too. Thank you.
Anything you want to say to your fans in general?
Yeah, I love you guys. You're awesome. You're amazing. You are the reason I'm here and that I can be able to do this and travel to Singapore and continue to write and make records. So thank you.
Do you feel like the internet has changed that kind of accessibility for you?
100%. I'm literally sitting here from a camera talking directly to fans. Or people that are somewhat interested in my music. I don't know. Maybe you're a fan, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just like, why is this dude streaming?
Oh, they're all fans.
All right. Thank you. I love you guys.
Everybody is saying they love you. Your music is the best.
So before this time, because I was touring and I was a working musician before this moment, musician, DJ, whatever you want to call me, and I only had these moments when I would go out and play a show. So I would show up, play the show, and after the show or maybe before the show, I'd get connect with a dozen people or so, and then that was it. Then I'd go back to my house and go back to my studio and write, and create, and that's it. And I'd read something on a blog, or back then there was these weird message boards on the internet and stuff. This is pre-Twitter, pre-all the stuff now. So I didn't have that. I didn't have the moments, and I think it's really gratifying. This morning I tweeted out a bunch of mashups that I've been using. Somebody was like, you need to send this mashup, you need to post this, because I used to post mashups all the time. And I was like, man, I haven't posted a mashup in a long, long time. Anyway, for me to be able to just sit down in my hotel room, and I had a free moment before breakfast, and post a couple of those up, and then see what people are saying, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this for 6 months, or I remember when you played this at, EDC 2015 or whatever the comments are. This is so rewarding where I only got those little tiny glimpses of those moments, before a show or after a show before. Now it's like, for good and bad. I mean, now it's cool because I just refresh my Twitter and it's like, I can see all this conversation and dialogue that's happening around me and my shows and what's happening, that day or next week.
But it can inform you. You could take feedback, maybe.
I could take feedback. I think sometimes it can be a tad suffocating, like, what's happening with this? I don't know. Why does this guy know that I'm playing in India next week? I don't know. Am I playing in India next week? So sometimes it can get a bit
overwhelming.
Much, Sometimes it's good to put the phone down, take a breather and a break. But for the most part, I really enjoy it.
Somebody's asking about the Redux album and what's in store.
Yes. I don't know.
I
have a ton of material that a Redux material. You said Redux, so I'll say Redux.
Oh,
too.
what is it? What do you say?
I don't know. I say whatever you say. You say redo, I say redo.
Okay. I don't know. That's what somebody asked.
You said Redux.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Redux. Sometimes I say redo.
Oh,
I
okay.
like to mix it up just to piss people off.
Okay.
They're like,
keep people guessing.
That's right. Keep them on their toes. Sometimes I say other stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so this summer has been really, really, really crazy busy. I've done so many shows this summer. So I haven't had a lot of studio time, and I've got a couple remixes coming. A few of those I finished before the summer. But the little bit of studio time that I did have this summer, I did work on more like kind of straight up house music, more Redux kind style stuff. So there's that, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think I have, right now, 9 or 10 songs. What show was it? I just played a show recently where I opened up and I played 5 or 6 songs right off the bat that were all new, that nobody had ever heard, nothing. These are all just new songs. I just kept playing them because I found a little folder that I'd put on my SD card of like all this new stuff that I'd forgot that was there. I was like, oh yeah, I put this folder on here like a couple weeks ago, and I just kept playing it.
What was the reaction?
It was good, but people are like, what is this? What is he playing? Play Eyes. Oh, I don't know this one. You don't have to stream the whole thing if you don't want to. His arm might be getting tired, so I guess if you're still getting some interaction, sure. But
people are saying this live stream is giving them life, so I feel like it's happening.
So it's working. Is it working? Or they're...
It's working. There's
Are we broadcasting all the way to America?
Morse code.
Is it happening?
Do you remember your joining Twitter moment? Like, do you remember when you joined Twitter or why? Or it just kind of happened?
I will tell you what I remember. I was living in San Francisco at the time, and I have a good buddy that people know sometimes. He had a song on Arcade Destinations Tulum Comp. His name's Frankie Shakes. He's the man, and he was a bit... I'd read some stuff about Twitter, like microblogging. I'm like, what's that? Micro. What's a microblog? I like blogging. Maybe I could microblog too. I enjoy writing. And he came to me, he's like, dude, you write all this. I think you like Twitter. I'm like, really? What is it? Twitter's this thing, microblogging? And then he's like, oh man, somebody has the name Kaskade. And I'm like, what? There's no Kaskade. I am Kaskade. Who is this person? Anyway, he's like, I don't know, I'll hit him up. It's probably somebody just like squatting on the name. And sure enough, he knew somebody. He's super crafty like that and very well connected. Frank, what's up, if you're watching? Which he probably is because he's a Twitter guy. What's up, Frank? But he emailed somebody over there at Twitter HQ, and sure enough, they're like, oh yeah, there's somebody squatting, and they gave me the name, and I can remember where I was standing when he turned to me and said, cool, we've secured at Kaskade, and you can send out some tweets. What's my first tweet? Do you guys have that?
I tried to look it up.
I'm probably like, I'm eating potatoes.
Too many
said
tweets.
Something really stupid. Like, I love milk duds. I remember that was one of my early tweets. Like, milk duds are so delicious. Why do they only come around in October? That was like one of my early on tweets. Sorry, man. I was learning it. The microblog was new to me.
It's
you know what I'm
fine.
saying?
You can talk
a lot
about
of people
milk
say
duds.
some things
It's
they
okay.
regret. I'm one of those guys. But
Somebody-
milk duds are delicious, though.
I've
think
never
we call
had
it-
them. Do not know what that is.
Oh my gosh.
Milk
Hold
duds.
up. Do you guys have milk duds here in Singapore?
No.
Somebody do some research. We
People
gotta
are
get this
saying
girl some milk duds
milk,
pronto.
milk duds are the bomb. So
You're being cheated.
I am being cheated. But there are lots of things that you get in India that you don't get in other places. So the rest of the world
you guys
is
get
being
a lot
cheated.
of stuff.
So.
I mean, dude, the Indian food that I had here last night, oh my gosh. I thought we had good Indian food in San Francisco. I was blown away last night. It was
You have
crazy.
even better Indian food in India, believe it or not.
I don't know. When I
It's
went
the best.
I think the Indian food I had last night was better than what I had in India. That's no joke. But maybe because that's the guys in India didn't know where to take me. I don't know,
Maybe.
they kept taking me to Starbucks. I'm like, what? Oh, Starbucks.
We'll
dude,
have
we're
to
in
talk
India.
about this later on.
I'm like, hey, wait, there's McDonald's.
Somebody's asking you what the hardest thing about being on tour is.
Being
On tour.
They said on drugs. I'm like,
No.
I don't know anything about that. What's the hardest thing about being on tour? Oh wait, let me rewind and finish my Twitter moment.
Oh.
I was in the Apple store in Apple headquarters in San Francisco on Marcus Street. We were in there like just, you know how you go to the Apple store and it's all glass and it's cool and you're touching new computers and stuff, and he's like, we secured at Kaskade. Anyway, so now I finished that story, put it in a box. There it is. There's that one. What's the hardest thing about being on tour? I miss my 3 beautiful girls, Mia, Sasha, Isla. They're probably not watching. They should be doing their homework and going to bed right now. And my wife, Naomi, my amazing wife. She's not here with me, and that's hard to tour and that. And I mean, that's an obvious one, of course, but like, you know, creature comforts, my bed, my like morning routine. I have no routine.
A lot of people are asking about sleep. When do you sleep when you're on tour?
Yeah, this is one of the really good things about me in this job that just happened to be like a weird kind of a quinky dink. I didn't know that I needed this skill for this job, but one of the things, if you're a touring musician, you should be able to live and operate on very little or no sleep for long periods of time. And luckily, I have that. That's cool. It's a good thing. Like, I walked off of stage when I posted my first little tweet from here or story or whatever I did saying, hey, I'm in Singapore. I walked off the stage in Las Vegas. I played a pool party from 3:30 to 5:30. It was my set time. And I walked off the stage and I flew in the shirt and in the shorts and in the flip-flops that I was wearing at that show, got on the plane, flew to Los Angeles, and flew from LA. I changed in the bathroom in LA to fresher clothes because I smelled like Vegas pool parties. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll put on some clean clothes. So I changed in the bathroom and went to, I had a 17-hour flight here to Singapore, landed in the morning.
Wow.
I slept on the plane, of course. That's another like weird thing. I can sleep on planes, no problem. I don't know. I'm like always this far away from total exhaustion. So it's like, I could probably lay down right here and take a nap. And you guys should just film that.
Is that your sign of telling us to stop the live stream? Yeah.
That's just one of my, that's a sweet thing. Oh, right next to the pillow, like, product placement.
So a last question.
Yes.
Anything exciting coming up that you want to talk about or
Nope.
share?
Nothing exciting on the horizon at all. Absolutely nothing. Just wait. Hold on. Everyone in the room does not like that answer at all. So let me No, I just want to rewind and say, then yesterday we did 2 panels and had a bunch of meetings after I landed at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is cool. We were kind of cool. I think at 9 p.m. last night here this time, which is like 6 a.m. back home, so I'd been up for like, I don't know, a very long time. I think my speech was slurring and people were starting to look at me a little weird. I think I was like doing gibberish, like, hey, I was just doing like that kind of stuff. Unintentionally, I was trying to make sense. I probably made like business deals and just sold my next 10 albums for like $1 or something. It's totally possible. This is why I travel with a few people around me to insulate me, make sure I don't do too many of those things. But yeah, what was the other question? Sorry.
Just anything for your fans, anything coming up?
Yeah, so for sure I have a couple remixes. I teased one. Wow, this is kind of like an exclusive. Here we are, why don't we do it? I have an Odessa remix of Falls that's coming out. I don't know what the release date is, but it's coming soon. why don't you guys bug Odessa and ask them when it's coming, because they're probably in charge of that. But I only found out recently that it's okay, and I haven't been playing it a lot just because I didn't totally know if it was like what was happening with it. But now it's coming out, it's official, it's going to be a real thing. So that's exciting, super exciting. Love that band, love those guys. Great song. Love Sasha Sloan, the girl who wrote it. Great songwriter. I worked with her on an Automatic album on the song Phoenix. So that's coming. That's exciting. I have a couple singles in the pipeline that are happening. I played one of them live at SiriusXM on the Arcade Destinations Tulum live thing, so that one's going to come out. And then another one is going to come out that I've been testing on the road as well. So, yeah, some new music in the fall.
Awesome.
And then there's definitely another one that I haven't played at all that should be coming out before the end of the year, because that's that. And yeah, and I don't know what else is after that. But then I have like another 10 redo tracks that need to see the light of day eventually sometime. I don't know.
Well, people are very excited. They're all saying they're really happy to hear from you and look forward to the music that's coming out.
Right.
So thank you for being here.
Yeah. Oh, wait, one last thing.
Oh.
And New Year's Eve. Massive New Year's Eve announcement. Oh my gosh. I'm hyping it. I'm overhyping it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do something really fun New Year's Eve, but you're going to have to wait and find out what that is.
Awesome.
Because I'm not ready to say. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being in the Blue Room.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.